Hello and good morning. It's a little bit later in the day than it was when I did the Sheffield United one. We're at 9:45, but I'm going to do this quite quickly because I know there's services in this church. This, as you can see, is St Mary's. And to give you an idea of where I am, that was the football stadium that I did recently, which is Sheffield United's ground. You can see the flags at the top. And then this, of course, is St Mary's. And again, it's just an example of a stunning church. So this is St Mary's, and it's literally in the city centre. That down there is the beginnings of the city centre area and where I generally park when I want to go into town. I'm going to be quick with this one because it's a working church, and obviously there are going to be services held a bit later on and people will start to be coming in. But I do want to get a view of it. It works very much as a community centre now. As you can see, there's a climbing wall there. They call them is it a climbing brick or something, handholds for people to climb on. I'm in the grounds currently. As you can see, it's a stunning bit of architecture. It was built in 1830 and it was built as one of three churches after the 1818 Church Act. It stands at its highest point of 140 feet tall. And to give you an example of how things work in the modern world, that building there, the green one, is taller. As I say, it's Sunday, so I'm being a bit careful. I don't want to spend too much time here because obviously they're going to have services going on. So yeah, it was built in 1830. It cost at that time £13,920. I like that door there, interesting detail. To the clock tower. So to give you an idea of what that means, in today's money, we're talking about, oh, got some building work going on. We're talking about £1.3 million. The Church Building Commission actually gifted or gave a grant of £13,941 to cover the cost of the building, and the foundation stone was actually laid in 1826 by the Countess of Surrey, and then the 1830 date that I gave you was the date that it was consecrated and became holy ground and therefore an operating church. So there were three churches that were built around the same time in Sheffield. Oh no, not actually in Sheffield necessarily. There was St George's Church, which is Portobello, and there was the church in Netherthorpe, which is St Philip's. And this is the only working church left. It runs as a church regularly. It has a lot of community and outreach stuff that goes on. It's built in what you call the perpendicular style, which explains the huge tower. This tower and this church was actually damaged in 1940 during the war, 1940, 1943, there or thereabouts. Yes, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just started out and I'm doing buildings. I've done. Sorry, while I'm talking, I'm gonna, if you don't mind. I've done. Is it Christ Church on Pitsmore?
Right.
And
okay.
I've done St Catherine's, and then I did St Peter's.
Okay.
And I'm just literally going around really quick because I know you've got services going on, so I'm just going to go right round really quick.
That's
finish up.
all
Just a bit of history.
Just, making sure you weren't casing the joints.
Oh gosh, no. No, I'm just explaining the history of the building because
Yeah.
a lot of the people that see these things on my channel, and I don't have a massive channel, I've only got about 200 people,
Yeah.
they haven't seen structures like this, so
Yeah.
I'm just doing that,
Yeah.
and I've literally got to the point where it was damaged in the war. I'm just telling people about that,
Yeah.
and that's all it is.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll be.
Yeah.
I'll be another couple of minutes and then
You're
done.
welcome. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah.
I was just kind of.
No, I understand that totally.
fine.
It is a bit odd to see somebody walking around with a yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay. Can I ask who you are?
So I'm Claire, the vicar here.
Oh, you're the vicar?
Yeah.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
I'd like to come in on another day and have a look inside if that's
Yeah,
all right.
that's fine. Yeah.
All I do is I've got it on my little channel. I've got people who are interested in it
Yeah.
and ask me to do bits,
Yeah,
and if I can.
Waterloo Church, you know the history, don't you?
Not a great deal. I've just got a little
right,
bit here,
okay.
just in terms of when it was built and what it
Yeah,
was.
so it was Waterloo Church, where 4 churches built after the Battle of Waterloo.
Oh, I see. Okay,
It's a
that's the 18.
celebration
I know the
mark of
1818
that.
Church Act, but I didn't realise it was because it was after that. I've got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
St George's, Portobello, St Philip's, and Netherthorpe, and this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is still the operating one. I don't know what the
Yeah,
fourth
that's
one is.
right. Yeah. Well, I thought there were 4 anyway. Maybe there were only 3, but anyway, yeah. So it was what they used to do, wasn't it?
Oh, right.
Win a
Okay.
war and build a church.
Yeah.
There we
Well,
go.
yeah. Look, thank you. I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy this morning. If I pop by one day this week, would that be all right to take a 5-minute look round? Thank you. Wow, I met another vicar. That's really good. That was fantastic. That nice lady, Claire, she's the vicar of this church, and she's given me a little bit of information there about what it is and how it is. So, what do you think, guys, about a vicar wondering whether I'm casing the joint? And what do you think about the phrase, casing the joint? And all of you lovely people who use English as a second language and who learn English, casing the joint is an idiom to say that I'm surveilling the place, ready to rob it at another occasion. And she's come out and asked me the question. And bless her, thank you. She's quite happy for me to pop in during the week and have a look inside. So I'll try and film the inside of this absolutely beautiful building. What a stunning building it is. So it's a Waterloo church. That's something new that we learned that's not in the research. The Reverend Claire Dawson is the vicar, and that's the lady we just met. We just met the Reverend. So I'm extremely fortunate and pleased to have met such a nice lady who's come over and given me a little bit of information. And hopefully I will be back to do a part 2 where you can see the inside of this place. I'm assuming it's quite modern actually. I don't think it's going to be an old looking place, even though it's almost 200 years old, isn't it? So let's move backwards. I'm getting to the play area that's been designed and built just round it, and no doubt was part of the wider grounds, because it is blocked off over there. That's town there. I've walked through there. One of my earlier videos you may have seen me going through. This is known as the St Mary's Gate. This is known as actually this area, and that's the view from the back. What a stunning building. I do like architecture. Sad that it may be, or sad that it may seem, but I do. I think it's just something that is quite peaceful. Like looking at things that are nice. Whether that's natural or whether that's man-made, and man can make some beautiful examples of something. Okay guys, I'm heading back to where I started from, so I'm gonna call it a draw there. I think what I'll do is I'll get back to the spot where I was, and I'll just call it a draw. Oh, that's interesting. The last thing I'll tell you, which links my previous video to this one, is that there are close links between Sheffield United and this church. During the year 2000, there was a refurbishment that went on, and I hope she's not coming around to see me again. I'm waving at her. There was a refurbishment that went on, and when the church was closed, Sheffield United allowed the church to hold their services, Sunday morning services, in their grounds. So for a short time, Sheffield United was quite possibly a consecrated ground. I'm guessing, but there you go. So guys, that's St Mary's, one of the 3 Waterloo churches that were built as a result of winning the Battle of Waterloo, where Napoleon was defeated. How's that for history though? How's that for a link from a single building to a global historical event? Okay, guys, if you liked it and I didn't bore you too much, by all means feel free to give me a like, let your friends know, subscribe, all of the usual things if you would please. I'm really grateful to the guys who have done that so far, and I hope that I'm giving you interesting content. And certainly I'll be back, because I would very much like to visit the place if that's allowed, which the vicar did say I could do. I might want to arrange that with her, and then I'll just take it from there. So okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.